Well, the big betting race today with Hollywoodbets is undoubtedly the Cambridgeshire, and of course this provides the first leg of what we call in the UK the autumn double, linked with the Cesarewitch, which is run back here in a couple of weeks' time. And I'll be looking at the Cambridgeshire in just a few moments. It is a wonderful card, this, laced with Group 1s, one of which is race 2 on the card, and this is the Tattersall-sponsored Cheveley Park Stakes, in which I'm going to give another chance to True Love, trained, of course, by Aidan O'Brien. Now, True Love was beaten at the odds of 1-4 in a Group 1 at the Curragh last time, but she came back with genuine excuses. She was found to be lame, and I think we should forgive her that performance. Look rather at her previous efforts when she won the Queen Mary at Royal Ascot, showing amazing speed, and then took out a Group 2 at the Curragh. She's a filly, I think, with classic pretensions, and she can show that today. True Love to bounce back in the Cheveley Park and enhance her claims for next year's 1,000 guineas back at this Rolling Mile. Well, in race 1, which is the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes, I'm looking here at Godolphin's runner, Pacific Avenue. Well, he blundered at the start in the Solario Stakes at Sandown. It wasn't the best of beginnings in that race for him, and all looked lost. But he did travel up like a good horse in the home straight, and going into the final furlong, actually challenged, looking like he could win. In the end, he was just edged out into 4th when you could have thrown a blanket over the principals. I think in retrospect, that was a very good run indeed by this grey, who can bounce back. I know he's well regarded by Godolphin. They had a nice 2-year-old winner here earlier in the week, and I think that Pacific Avenue can add to their laurels. Well, looking at the Cambridgeshire, most of the horses I fancy in this are indeed 3-year-olds, and they include Fort George, who's a very consistent performer indeed for Ed Walker, and a favourite of mine. I think he can definitely get into the action at the finish. But one at a big price that lures me is Jack Shannon's runner, Urban Lion. Now, this 4-year-old really does have a ton of ability. It's just the question of whether everything can drop right for him. He's got very few miles on his racing clock. I thought he was unlucky not to go very close in the Royal Hunt Cup at Royal Ascot when he was stopped in his run at a vital time, and he was probably on the wrong side of the track. Since then, he wasn't ridden right at the Shergar Cup when he tried to go from the front, and last time out he had to circumnavigate the field at York, and that was not the thing to do. So put a line through that run. Urban Lion here could be a different proposition in a different type of race completely. Let's hope that he can show his best, because I know that he's a good horse. He just has to go and prove it, and he's a massive price today, a big double figure one with extended places each way. Urban Lion, but I'll certainly have a saver here on Fort George in our first leg of the autumn double, the Cambridgeshire.